Hey home bakers, it's Jack here at bakewithjack.co.uk, bringing your weekly bread baking tip every single Thursday. And today I'm going to go a little bit crackers for a bit. And the reason I'm saying that is to give you a nice warning. So when the crackers comes out, you're going to be ready for it, okay? Today I want to talk to you about giving up. Bread making is tricky, okay? You need a couple of things in order to make it work. But don't expect it to come out right the first time out. Sometimes it does, and when I'm on Instagram, I see some wicked first bakes, and people saying first level loaf out of the oven looks amazing, and I love that, but it doesn't always happen, because people don't put that stuff on Instagram when it goes wrong. They just don't. But what I want to talk to you about today is really important to me, right? Because I meet a lot of people and I talk to a lot of people about bread, right? And I say to them, hey, have you made bread before? And they say, oh yeah, I tried it. Yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, one time, and it came out really bad. And after that, I just gave up in the end. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if they got it right, or if they persisted 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago? That's 5, 6, 7, 8 years of amazing bread they could have been eating just from persisting. And I think the thing that I like about bread is that it's a skill, right? And so is everything. I think that's why I'm obsessed with it so much, because everything is a skill. Making bread is a skill. Driving a car is a skill. Running a business is a skill. But you need a couple of things. You need knowledge and you need patience and persistence, right? That's why it's so important. And the knowledge is everywhere. I share a tip with you every week. I put tips on daily on Instagram, every single day. And you know what? I'm not just talking about me. There's loads of people out there. There's people all over the place putting resources out online to help people get it right. There's stuff everywhere. There's recipes all over the place. And you know what? There's so much of it. Like sometimes even I look for advice, for business advice, for all other bits and bobs to help me along my journey, along my life, and creating my business in my world. And there are certain resources that I use. And when I figured this out, that there's knowledge all over the place for free, I overdosed on it completely. I went out looking for it. I found loads of stuff, and it completely killed me because there was stuff all over the place, and it frazzled my brain that it was infinite, because it is. So I picked a few people that I follow now for inspiration, for advice, and I follow 2, 3 people that I really listen to, and that's the way it goes. And all I got to do now is persist and practice and build up knowledge. And by the way, practice is the same, like knowledge is practice. That's what happens. You practice and you get knowledge. But it breaks my heart every single time to hear that somebody's failed and given up, because it's so, for a few reasons actually. Because it's so good, like your own bread is so good. It's so cheap, if that's a worry as well. And the stuff that we buy is awful. I don't like it. I'm going to do another video on that, I think, another time, because I try not to rant too much about this stuff. But it upsets me. That is so awful. I feel, it doesn't upset me, I feel like I'm being hoodwinked, but that's for another day. But the message of the video is today to just persist. If you come up against something that's tricky, let me know, get in touch. It doesn't come out quite right. In my classes, what I love about it is that there's so many little moments, ping, where the penny drops for somebody, and I can see it on their face. It's amazing. Somebody will come in, and every time I ask everybody, have you made bread before? What's your previous experience? Stuff like this, right? Because I need to get into their mind, see what they've done, see what they need to do and where they want to go and stuff like this to really get the best out of it, right? So people come and I ask, and they'll say, oh yeah, I do this one recipe, and it always comes out a bit different, or it always comes out a bit heavy, or it always comes out something else, or sometimes it's nice and sometimes it's not, and all this other stuff. And I say to them, at some point today, I hope something I say will go ping, oh yeah, I don't do that and that's why it's heavy. Or, oh yeah, I do that, I put flour down when I need it and that's why it's heavy, and stuff like this, right? That happens all the time. Those little penny drop moments that just solve the whole issue. And it's so close. It's so close. it's such a shame to give up on stuff when you're so close. And I think that's why I like bread, because it's not just about the bread. It's about the process and the learning and the teaching and those penny drops that happen all the time in life, not just when you're making bread. You know, when my daughter was like 1 year old and she's crawling about the floor and whatever, she didn't stand up on her feet and topple over and go, oh, can't walk, I'm not going to try that again. You know, she got up a lot of times and toppled over a lot of times, but now she's walking, of course. She's 3.5, so she walks about. But she never thought, I can't do that, I'm not very good at walking, so I'm not going to do that anymore. You know, and it's the same thing. I told you it was going to get a bit crackers today. I told you it was going to get crackers, and if you stayed now, what are we on? 5 minutes and 66 minutes? If you stayed this long, well done, because there's a lot of crackers coming out. But you know what? Sometimes I feel like when I'm leaving somewhere, I'm leaving a class or I'm leaving a course or a private booking or demonstration, there's so much more of me here that needs to come out. And I drive home with the radio off and I just talk rubbish to myself. And this is what comes out. So I'm sharing it with you. Please don't give up. Everybody fails at stuff. I fail all the time. I've got a recipe on now. I'm thinking of a new recipe I thought would be really cool and I'm trying it out. It's not rising. It's been ages it's not rising. Am I worried? A little bit. No, I'm not, but I'll try it again and then I'll give you something amazing, I hope. We'll see, but everybody fails. It's just the nature of life. Try again. Because once you nail it, it's a wicked feeling. And if you take that skill for life into your life to change your life, that's what I want. That's what I want. And they're selfish, I know, but that's what I want. And I want you telling me about it as well. Let me know. So, if there's anything that's stopping you from making wicked bread, if you're having the same issue over and over, just let me know and get in touch. That's the beauty of 2017. When we're here, I'm looking at my telephone and you're looking at your telephone. That's the nature of it. I'm here. Let me know. Thank you very much. Sorry for going crackers this week. I'll be back on it next week. And all the crackers is out now for a while. It'll come back around another time. Thanks for watching. See you next week.